From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, November 22nd, 2015. Silver is trading at $14.19 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,077 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $325. Antiwar.com reports with the region still reeling from last week's the Islamic State attacks on Paris, the Belgian government has announced they are raising their alert level in the Brussels region to the highest possible level, citing a serious and imminent threat, which is related to the aftermath of the Paris attacks. Under the heightened alert, the Interior Ministry is warning the public to avoid places with a lot of people, including concerts, sporting events, airports, and train stations. Officials declined to offer further details, saying they wanted to avoid endangering judicial investigations that are ongoing. The Brussels region encompasses the capital and 19 neighboring municipalities, including Saint-Jean-Molenbeek. The rest of Belgium is under the second highest alert level possible. Saint-Jean-Molenbeek has been hyped as one of Europe's largest havens for jihadists and has been the target of post-Paris raids. Locals have held massive vigils to honor the victims of the Paris attacks, trying to shake off their newfound reputation as a terror capital. Bitcoin Not Bombs is a launching pad for nonprofits and social entrepreneurs into the financial freedom of the Bitcoin economy. Bitcoin Not Bombs is fully committed to being the hub of the nonprofit sector of the Bitcoin economy, maximizing the potential cross-promotion of all our clients and commercial partners. To learn more, visit bitcoinnotbombs.com. UPI reports President Barack Obama vowed Saturday to keep the United States border open to refugees, quote, as long as I'm president, end quote, as he visited a Malaysian humanitarian center and met migrant children, many of whom escaped violence in homelands that included Myanmar, Pakistan, and Syria. Obama was in Malaysia for the third Association of Southeast Asian Nations U.S. Summit in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Lawmakers in Washington, D.C. on both sides of the aisle continue to feud with the administration over refugee screenings. On Thursday, the U.S. House passed legislation to impose rigorous screenings on Syrian and Iraqi refugees entering the United States. The bill would subject each of the some 10,000 refugees to vetting from various government agencies, including the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security. The administration said it is a virtually impossible task. Obama, who returns to the United States on Monday, promises he will veto the legislation. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports a few dozen demonstrators enduring bitter cold on Saturday outside a Minneapolis police station, where they have spent the last week encamped in protest of the killing of an unarmed man. Jamar Clark was shot last Sunday by police 2 blocks from the 4th Precinct police station and died on Monday night after his family decided to disconnect life support. 2 officers under investigation in the incident have been identified, but their ethnicities have not been revealed. Clark's death comes at a time of heightened debate in the United States over police use of lethal force, especially against black people. Over the past year, protests against killing of unarmed black men and women, some videotaped with phones or police cameras, have rocked a number of cities. Michael Wilson, a 33-year-old protester, said through a bullhorn, "There are a lot of us men doing a whole lot of talking, but the men need to make sure that the talk is put into play." He implored the other male protesters to take responsibility for their community and their families. As Wilson spoke, about 50 of his fellow demonstrators tried to stay warm in the 20-degree temperatures by drinking hot coffee and huddling in circles around several campfires. The fires were lit in the middle of the street in front of the police station, where protesters have pitched about a dozen tents. A steady stream of cars arrived throughout the day with more firewood and food as some of the protesters cleaned up garbage strewn about on the muddy ground and city crews scrubbed profane graffiti off the station's brick walls. The mood was relatively light on Saturday as several police officers stood by and mingled with demonstrators, trading recommendations on how to stay warm and chatting about NFL football. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.